First thing, I thought we'd just head straight into it, and some of the changes. Something I hear a lot about at the minute for many people about taxation are stealth taxes, and the government has basically frozen the thresholds, which I believe are for the basic rate taxpayers.
Yes, but also for the higher rate taxpayers, additional rate taxpayers, and that stealth tax, which we can touch on at 100 grand, which can be very, very expensive. A lot of the UK population will not care too much about those that are earning 100 grand plus, because they're going to argue that they're very, very high earners. But tax thresholds have been frozen. They were frozen by the Tories, I think, in the last couple of years that they were in power. Labour, in their autumn statement, confirmed they weren't going to increase them, so they remained frozen. And what that does, because of inflation, right? So the UK is running at something like 2.8% inflation at this moment in time. So the cost of buying things is going up. Naturally, especially in the private sector, the government sector, the NHS and various other public bodies are ruled slightly differently. But certainly in the private sector, it would be expected to get an annual pay rise from your employer if you are an employee, normally in line with inflation. So your disposable money is the same now as what it was a year ago. Okay, if inflation's 3% and your pay rise is 3%, then the theory is you've got the same amount of money to go and spend and live your life. Now, of course, if tax bands aren't increasing by 3%, then more of your money is going to be taxed at the basic rate or the higher rate or the additional rate, depending on how much money you are earning. So by freezing tax thresholds, the government's coffers will be more full because they collect more cash from the worker. And Labour are very, very vocal about not increasing wages for workers, and they didn't increase wages for workers, but effectively they have by not increasing the thresholds. And of course, the other thing which we may touch on later, being the employer national insurance increases, because employers will naturally feed that additional cost onto their employees in some way, shape or form.